Welcome to Bill Dance Saltwater. Great fun fishing that anyone can do. Yes, you can do this.
Well, our trip this week takes us back to the east coast of Florida, along the Atlantic coast near Palm Bay, Florida. And I'm teaming up again with one of my old buddies, Peter D. Peter, it's always good to be with you, buddy.
Same here.
You know, we've had some great trips.
You sure have.
You know, the trout show we did last year, I still have people talking about the gigantic trout that we caught.
That's awesome.
And you told me recently that I wanted to catch some gigantic redfish. You had some located in Sebastian Inlet. And that's what we're going for today, right?
Sure is.
So what can I expect?
Well, we got a big school of them that, I mean, they come and go up and down the beach, and you never know when they're going to be in there, but they're in there right now. And there's monster bull redfish, up to about 50 pounds.
What?
50-pound fish, Bill.
Are these sea runs, or do they just work the coast, or they come out of the inlets, or what?
In Central Florida, we do have resident fish, big breeder fish that live in the rivers, but this particular school we're fishing are sea run fish.
I remember one trip that Blair Wiggins, you know Blair, he's got a saltwater show.
The Mogan Man.
The Mogan Man, yeah. You know, I had the opportunity to fish with Blair, and have on several occasions, but I remember one trip out of Cape Canaveral, we looked and we saw literally just acres and acres. I mean, as far as you could see, the sea was just red, right out from the Space Coast.
Right.
And it was just red with them. And these fish migrate, Blair was telling me, all the way to the Carolina coast.
Sure do.
And are these some of the same fish?
Same fish, yeah. Like, you know, that school will sit in an inlet for a while and feed, and then they'll move on their way. So,
but they had the prettiest coloration. I mean, they were just beautiful red and
they are.
gold
The ocean
colors.
fish are so beautiful. And they're fatter too. They're so used to swimming and migrating. You know, they gain a lot of muscle mass. I mean, they're that big around.
Yeah. So we're here in late spring, and how we're going to be fishing for them?
Well, we're going to be using some live baits. They really like mullet and pinfish, and we'll drift. So you mark them on the GPS. You'll find out where the school is sitting, and then you drift baits through there. And you know, they're usually sitting in about 8 feet of water, and you won't get anything. And your bait will get in that school, and you'll know where that spot is, and it's just instant. There are rocks in this inlet in particular, so you got to use at least 50-pound braided line to pull them up out of the rocks. Anything lighter, and you know, you'll probably lose fish. There's also some sharks and things that it could get to the fish, so you don't want to put 10-pound test on and fight them for 2 hours.
Well, with that said, I tell you what, you want to go give it a try?
Let's go. I've been
Y'all
waiting.
ready to go?
Come on.
Let's go.
Something better?
Yeah, I got him. That may be the man. Maybe a red. I think I'll sit down. Well, he's smoking it.
Fighting like a red. This is a red. Try to lift him up. Let's get him to the other side of that bridge. Just try to fight him hard. Strong fish, huh?
Well, he's a good one. I'm telling you, that's a strong fish. He's taking drag like crazy.
Getting him through the bridge here is the fun part.
There he goes. I mean, taking some drag. Look at him just smoking that drag. Now, got him through the bridge. You gonna bogey him? Ooh. Man, you gotta, leave look at the size of this.
Nice and easy.
I hear you laughing. You must look at that big fish. Boy.
Here, grab that. Hold that up.
Boy, he's a twister, isn't he? Woo. How big is that one?
Man, he's huge. At least 40 pounds.
What a fish. Woo. Man, I tell you one thing.
They just get so huge in these inlets. So thick.
Man.
So fat.
Thank you, buddy. There he goes.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Quantum Rods and Reels. And Mercury Marine. Go boldly. Today's conditions log is brought to you in part by Fish Defunk. It keeps your hands scent-free and clean, so fish can't smell you. Use Fish Defunk unscented while fishing and Fish Defunk scented after fishing to remove all odors.
You want him down there bouncing the bottom.
Okay. All right, buddy, I'm gonna get it. There he is. Going crazy.
If you're feeling craziness, open your bail and let it go out a little more.
I'll let out.
Okay, that's good.
Let you watch this little trick. The key is you want to get it down to the bottom, don't you?
That's the trick. Over the rocks.
There he is. That's a red.
Oh, take a seat, Bill. Take a seat.
Seems like they're on the edge of that mud line.
Yeah.
Try to bring them up out of those rocks and you just can't do it. I'm pulling with all the power I can pull with. I saw him one time.
You the man, Bill. You the man.
I'll take him through the bridge again, I guess.
Nicely done.
He's got it. Oh, yeah. Whew, that's a big, pretty fat fish. Whoa.
Nice job. Fantastic.
Look how fat that fish is. My goodness.
I got it, Bill.
Got it. Woo. Nice. Woo. Pretty big thing. Let him go home. Whew.
Arms are feeling pretty tight.
They will wear you out. That's fun. What do you specialize in? Is it snook? Is it trout? Is it redfish? What is it?
I've been guiding for probably 10 years now, full time, and I've kind of, my identity has went back and forth on what I specialize in or what I'm good in, and what I view myself now is someone that targets trophy fish and has a really good time doing it, and I try to figure out a way to catch them to where kids can catch them or people that aren't good at fishing can catch them. So. You know, you can expect to come out and catch a number of really big fish, even if you don't know how to fish. And it's become kind of my passion.
There he is. Got him. How many days out of the year do you guide?
Probably real close to 300 fishing. It's got to be close to that for sure.
And most of that's inshore?
Yeah, all inshore. Yeah, we'll fish the beaches a little bit and we'll fish the inlets, but you know, for the most part, it's in the river system.
Okay, of all the clients, what is the most popular fish?
It's got to be redfish.
Really?
Year-round, dependable. They grow big, they fight hard, they're kind of dumb. Everyone likes redfish.
But with the big trouts you have here, it seemed like most people would say the big trout.
It takes a certain type of person to appreciate those big trout.
It's worth the fish all day to catch 2 or 3 or 4 of those gigantic trout. I mean, the biggest trout I've ever seen.
It is, and the best fishermen, that's what they like to fish for, is big trout. I mean, you have to use baits that are that big, lures that are that big. I mean, people that have caught everything, they come back to big trout fishing.
To catch a big fish, it needs a big bait.
It needs a big bait, especially for trout.
My goodness. That fish is what, 35, 40 pounds?
Yeah, probably right at 40 pounds. Heavy.
Well, see ya.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Mako Boats, building legends for over 40 years. Gamakatsu, world's finest hooks. And Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. Today's equipment log is brought to you in part by Gamakatsu, because the fish of a lifetime only comes once in a lifetime. Today's show is sponsored in part by Stren, the standard of dependability since 1958. Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder. And Mystic Lubricants, lubrication domination.
There he is. Look at that rod bend. Look at that rod bend.
What you got, Bill?
I got Brother Red, I think. Oh man, that's fun. Woo, that's fun. Tell you what, Peter, you know what you're doing. That's all I can say. You know how to do it.
Get him, Bill, get him.
I'm trying. These Cabos, they've got the smoothest drag system. I brag on them all the time, but I'm telling you, they do. We're using Finor tidal rods with 40 Cabo reels with 50-pound strand braid low vis grain. And this is just perfect setup for this.
Nice redfish.
What is the life of a guide like besides long days and short nights? It affords you an opportunity to fish a lot, but
the good times are the best. I mean, your highs are super high. I mean, you're out here catching fish, and it's fantastic. And then the lows are super low. You've got those early mornings and it's raining out, and you're catching bait, and you're dealing with customers, and your trailer breaks. I mean, it has the best and the worst.
Do you ever have bad customers?
Very few, but I do.
I don't know if you've ever been asked this question or not, but you have to know a lot about a lot of different things, about a lot of different species, how to fish for them, where and when to fish for them, how to rig your tackle for each of these different species at different seasons of the year. That's a lot to think about. Just think about that for a minute. And you got to do that over 300 times a year.
You got to push out a lot of other information. Check him out.
I got the hook. It just fell out.
Grab his head.
Oh, man. Isn't that something? Beautiful.
Hey, monster.
Oh, man.
You the man, Bill.
Hello. Oh, boy. You sweet thing. All right, let's
set it free.
Oh, man, yeah. Easy back. Oh, baby. Hey. Little slimy hands.
Good job.
Oh, you all right? Woo! I like that.
You forget how fun it is to actually do the fishing. Ooh. And they pull good. That's a big head shake.
Good fish?
Big old red. Here, can you take me up current? He got 8.
What did he do?
Got 8 by a Jewfish. Goliath grouper, I feel him on there. He got 8. God, we should have brought a big rod today. I got a 400-pound Jewfish on here right now. Goliath grouper. Oh, there he's kicked. You'll get to see him here in a second, maybe.
You tire that fish out before dark, it'll be something. The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Mystic Lubricants and their complete line of JT4 marine products. A full line of products for your full line of pursuits. Visit mysticlube.com today. What are the advantages of polarized sunglasses? Well, the benefits are twofold. First and foremost, polarized lenses protect your eyes, whether it's from the sun, flying hooks, debris, or even raindrops. Of course, sunglasses also help you see better. They cut through the glare and allow you to detect fish and fish-holding habitat. So wear a pair, and your fishing future will be made in the shades.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort, and Thin Nor, legendary tackle since 1933. Closed captioning is provided by Bill Dance Digital. Follow us. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos. With advanced sonar technology like Chirp and exclusive Panoptix all-seeing sonar, you'll spend less time finding your fish.
I learned a long time ago that you're only as good as the people you work with, and you only perform well if you use the best equipment possible. That's why I've always tried to associate myself with good folks and good stuff. Consider this 225 Pro XS Mercury Optimax that helps me make a living. What can I say about this old gal? She's always dependable, totally reliable, and she's always ready to go when I am.
Come be a part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
I'm going to tell you something, if that rod breaks, you're going to see what's happening down there. This is where a good abrasion-resistant braid really pays off, right?
Yeah. I can feel him down there. You know, they call them potato cod. They're round. I can feel his head shake every now and again. Man.
Are you getting anywhere with that one?
You can feel him on the bottom, and then you lift up, you can feel him slide. And you can, oh, there he is. You can kind of see him down there a little bit. Man, he's like 300-400 pounds. Holy smokes.
Do you think you're going to land him with that rod?
I don't know. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, look at that. He spit it out.
There's a redfish there.
He spit it right out. Look at the size.
He spit it out.
Look at the size of that redfish that Goliath grouper just spit out of his mouth.
Look, you lucky you.
I mean, I feel bad for him. He's all crushed up.
That is
Poor
the
guy.
beatingest thing I've ever seen.
Poor fish.
Pull him up to the side, right? Let me look at him.
He's all roughed up. That's a big redfish to get swallowed up by a Goliath. Imagine the size of that Goliath grouper. We'll hurry up and get him unhooked and see if he... Give it a quick look, Bill.
Look where he ate. He chewed him. He had him all down in his mouth, didn't he? Good.
Poor guy, and he got the best of somebody else earlier. We'll cut that off. We'll let him go. Poor guy, I hope he makes it. We almost had that sucker up.
You had the redfish on.
The redfish was on, fought it for like 5 minutes, and then, you know, you could tell something just ate him, and we fought that Goliath grouper for, man, I don't know, what, 10 minutes? And you could feel him, you know, he was just bumping bottom.
Him.
And he finally came up and
he just turned him
spit
loose.
it out.
I heard you holler. You said, well, he turned him loose. And I thought, and I looked, and then I see the redfish.
You never know what you're going to see.
Way to go, buddy. You
Poor
got it.
redfish.
That's wild. They're still here. There he is.
Got it. Nice. Nice one, Bill. Good one.
Screaming. One of those big groupers not to eat him.
Man, I hope not.
Or a shark.
No, you're good. That's him. Oh, it's a big red.
Oh, it's a big one. Look at him.
Strong fish. Very strong.
They are so strong. They got that big broad tail.
It's an interesting fight because it's so slow and like heavy, and then they have that big head shake. It's just fun.
Boy, look at that whale.
Look at the size of that redfish.
Look at that redfish.
That's full grown.
Yeah, how big do you think that fish is?
45 pounds. Easy. That's awesome. Good job, Bill. Good job. Really good job.
Well, it's hard to believe, but we're already smack out of showtime for today. It's also hard to believe that a giant Goliath grouper would turn that big bull redfish loose too. Guess you can say Peter and Bill have seen it all now. If you have the opportunity to fish here in the Palm Bay, Florida area with Bill's great friend and expert guide, Captain Peter Deeks of Native Sons Fishing Guides, by all means, go for it. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for joining us today. And remember, this is something you can do. Yes, you can do this. We hope you've enjoyed Bill Dance Saltwater and learned that you can do this. Please join us right here again next week.